Noeline, different result tonight. It seemed like they were just all over you, at least not being attacking to start with, but really squeezed you out of the game.
Yeah, I thought so as well. Really physical out there, and I thought in our attacking we got caught running side to side and probably didn't get enough penetration onto the circle edge. Not as much as we did on the first test. And I thought equally in our circle as well. So we got caught behind the person and they were pretty torrid defensively. In saying that, I thought defensively we got some really good turnover of ball and that was amazing and created turnover. Probably once again, when we did have ball in hand, just our ability to be able to execute that under pressure.
And Laura, just what was it like out there in that attacking third? Just a lot of room to move.
Yeah, I think I agree. The lateral movement, we probably got a little stuck, and I think you work so hard in some of those passages of play to get into circle edge. Our ability just to do that final execution, I'm very responsible for that, not getting that right today.
Tonight, can we talk about the Australian style of play being quite physical? Tonight was probably a lot more physical than the last time. How do you think that the players adapted, especially seeing Amelia come off in the later stages of the game?
Yeah, look, I love that encounter out there, and it's something that was synonymous with in regards to the Trans-Tasman battle. So even though it probably doesn't look like it, I actually really enjoy it, and I'm not out there and saying that. You know, there's some positives. I thought there was some lovely fighting spirit, if I'm going to be honest. There was a moment we were down by 8 or 9, changes made, and the impact that they came on was amazing, and it switched quite fast. So, and I thought we started to get the momentum there, and then something happened, and then we went back down and lost like 2 in a row. So I think that happened maybe about 3 or 4 times, and I thought we were just on the brink of just pulling it through. But, you know, it always is between New Zealand and Australia, and with that man-on-man style, it definitely is pretty torrid, and you've got to be very strong.
Did you have it in your thoughts tonight to be rotating players no matter how that game was going?
I don't sort of go in there with preempt ideas or thoughts about what's going to happen until it sort of happens. Really looking at the personnel that we have on the court and then marrying up with what was required at the time. So when the changes were made, especially in our attacking end, I really loved what Whitney done when she did come out on court. You know, she gave us a bit of spark, and she's very fast, and she got off the body and was fast enough to present to the ball. When that happened, that freed up our attacking end. And I thought likewise with Maria, she fought really hard there, and bringing her out there with Bailey and there sort of gave her the body, I suppose, to be able to screen off her. So, you know, there's some really positives, and didn't come out with the win. But once again, you know, that's what this account is like.
Were you surprised by anything that Australia brought tonight?
I thought the energy or the intensity was definitely up another notch. I thought physically on that body, woo, you know, so it was definitely up another notch, and they fought really hard, as I feel that we did as well.
Laura, in terms of that intensity and physicality, how much do you feel like you can attribute that to obviously your previous success? Do you feel like you've almost got under their skin in some respects?
Look, I think it's their bread and butter, but it was a big occasion for them tonight, celebrating what Lisa has achieved in the game. And, you know, sometimes that external motivation, it's amazing what it does. I'm like Knowles. I actually enjoy the physical encounter. It requires you to bring your smarts and to work for and with each other. And I agree. I think at times we did it lovely, and then at times we felt wanting. But that's the beauty of international netball.
Noeline, how hard is it now for you to win the Constellation Cup?
I think every game in itself is a battle and a half. So like today was, and it's not necessarily about the Constellation Cup, even though that is obviously the clear outcome. You know, you've got to take one game at a time. Sydney's totally a different beast, as we knew today was going to be, in regards to the pride, I think, of Australia, but also Lisa's 100th as well. So there's a lot of motivation, external motivation there. Going on their soil, it's going to be totally different. So instead of looking at it for 4 games in total, knowing that there's 2, we're just taking one game at a time. So, you know, putting all the bread and butter into what we need over the next couple of days and preparing ourselves as good as possible.
Noeline, Maria seemed to be holding a few tears in the national anthems. Is she sitting with the team or expanding on her future? Between now,
What she's
doing
Oh,
now?
shit.
I mean, Laura, you joked in the sort of introduction. I don't know when that was recorded. You know,
That she'll never retire.
she'll never retire.
She loves it.
I mean,
Oh, we're not aware. I don't know. She's
Okay.
very passionate. It's we've come a long way now singing, haven't we?
Yeah, I think we have, and
Jane,
like,
I loved it.
Yeah, we do love it.
yeah. Look, I think out there, man, she was massive, and she showed so much heart and blooming grit out there. So we're happy every day that she's with us, and
Yeah.
what will be as as this series ends.
You talked about going down by 10, I think she scored 6 in a row.
Yeah.
This is in there as well, but to pull you right back into it,
Yeah.
that just showed that past, didn't it?
Yeah, very much so, and she loves shooting, and that showed what she can do out there. It'd be good if we don't get ourselves in that situation where we are on the back foot. Yeah, I was really pleased for her that she was able to just really muscle it out.
Noeline, what about your side's ability to adapt? The late withdrawal with Phoenix Karaka and Whitney Sooners coming on, who wasn't actually in the squad at the beginning of the series.
Yeah, look, I know we lost, so I'm really clear about that. There's some really positives for us as a team. In the past, we'd get 10 down, we're gone. Pretty much we put our head down and see you later. So, we fought and there was a lot of spirit, and I was really, really pleased with that. Just with the last change up with Whitney coming in and knowing that she was actually replacing Gina to some respect. Next minute she's out there and putting that out there on court. So, yes, we have lost, but there's some real positives, not only out of today, but sort of that next level underneath that's sort of brewing, and we've got a lot that we can work on in the upcoming series and for the future.
Laura, just a word on Whitney, if that's right. What do
She's
you like about
fast. She's so fast. I love watching her in motion. She's got a fantastic touch on the ball. So for me as a midi, it's to get her as close as we can to our two guns because she feeds beautifully.